Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Nnamdi Kanu yet again is in the courtroom this morning, this time around very prepared, ready to face and defend himself. Of course his case file is with him, but he did not start yet until he tackled a news agency, and that particular situation is being captured, and most Nigerians are reacting to his mental agility, mental alertness, judging the fact that he's defending himself in this case. And hear what he's got to tell them about justice. And of course, we'll come back very quickly to discuss what a legal practitioner, a legal luminary is saying concerning this high-profile case that's gotten both local, national, and international attention. Let's watch Nnamdi Kanu now. We'll come back for more on other issues on the same card.
Where's the lying news agency of Nigeria? Are they here? Those liars and deceivers, are they here? That distort the news. You don't know what law is. You don't know what justice is. Where's the news agency of Nigeria? What are they? You don't know that God is a God of justice. You don't know that? That God in heaven is a God of justice. You don't know that?
Alright, welcome back. Talk about a man who still looks quite agile. For someone who should be a bit tense, he seemed quite ready to, take his case, his destiny in his own hands. But meanwhile, Dr. Sam, who is a scholar and a political analyst, that's Dr. Sam Amadi, stressed that the judiciary must actually ensure fairness and transparency in the ongoing trial of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who has chosen to represent himself in court. Amadu, who is the director of the Abuja School of Social and Political Thought, argued that Kanu's right to self-representation comes with a constitutional obligation on the state to guarantee that he has full access to all materials and witnesses necessary to prepare his defense. He pointed out that denying him such access would amount to a violation of his fundamental rights. Now, according to him, a fair trial extends beyond the courtroom to include the conditions that allow the accused person to prepare adequately. He warned that restricting Kanu's contact with witnesses could severely weaken his defense, saying, if Kanu is not allowed to talk to his witnesses, how will he know whom to put in the witness box? Amadi explained that since Kanu is being held in the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS, the court must pay particular attention to how this affects his ability to communicate and prepare. He said the judge has a duty to balance national security concerns with the constitutional guarantee of a fair hearing. Now, the DSS must comply with the court's directives to ensure that the accused and the accused person is given full opportunity to defend himself, he added. Now, the discussion was on, and it also touched on the broader political implication of the trial. Now, Amadi noted that the case goes beyond legal argument, describing it as both a judicial and political test for Nigerians' democracy. This is not just a criminal proceeding, it's also a political movement, and will reflect on how the Nigerian state handles dissent and due process. He also observed, his remarks came as government Ekpebo, popularly known as Tombolo, chairman of Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited, They now report claiming he issued a 21-day ultimatum to the federal government demanding Kanu's release. In a statement by his media consultant, Dr. Paul, Tombolo described the report as false and misleading, reaffirming his loyalty to the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his commitment to the renewed hope agenda. However, Dr. Ahmadi's warning brings the focus back to the judiciary. His insistence that access to witnesses is fundamental underscores the delicate balance between state power and individual rights, reminding all parties that true justice depends on both fairness and freedom within the rule of law. Okay, for some of us who don't understand how Tombolo came into this picture, some few hours ago, there was a viral information that went round that Tombolo himself, which of course that Niger Delta security guard doubled at the militant at some point, did mention that they said there was a claim that he gave an ultimatum to the president and the FG federal government that Nnamdi Kanu should be released at a speculated period of time, of which if he doesn't, then they should get rid of some sort of showdown. He had to quickly, reject it, announce that it was fake, it wasn't coming from him, it was false. He never said such. In fact, he believes so much in the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that it's not coming from him. They should please, totally ignore such statement. On that kind of clear that situation where they keep saying that okay, somebody is going to, no such thing is coming from Tombolo. Now, meanwhile, let's look at this case critically. Nnamdi Kanu, I have my own reservations. Okay, if there's a way Nnamdi Kanu would have allowed lawyers to represent him, that would have been very fine. But there's the delicate situation. You can imagine what Dr. Ahmadi is saying, that look, you don't just, that he is not a legal practitioner does not mean you should not give him all the full right that legal practitioners should have. Being that he's going to represent himself, there's some legal things, there's some privileges and rights he may not know he has because he doesn't know that dimension of the law. And he didn't study it in school because that was not his specialty in his field of study. So it's very possible that he doesn't know that part of the law. And and that's what Dr. Ahmadi is saying, that the judge should put it upon himself to balance both state power and the human rights of Nnamdi Kanu. He should have access to his witnesses. You can imagine. He's the subpoena and the person that likes of Yeso Wike, a blind bencher. His thinking is a bit different because Yeso Wike is a lawyer here, though may not be practicing, but he's a lawyer. And he has the mentality. So he needs to also test his witnesses before he starts bringing them to the box, so he can know how to fire those questions. So at the end of the day, Wike will not end up unraveling him instead of the other way around. And same thing with other people he called. I think he called Onikbes, he called on Umahi, David Umahi. All of these people have not been subpoenaed yet. I believe they would be subpoenaed at some point. But he needs also to have, he needs to have contacts with his witnesses. That's what Dr. Ahmad is saying in summary. But the question is, he is now ready for his defense. You can see he's carrying files to show that he's ready for his defense. But the true picture here is, has he had one-on-one interaction with some of his witnesses that he's going to question and he's going to put on witness box? Does he know the technical know-how? There's the lawyers, there's the way they do their thing. They'll be knocking you left, right. They'll be knocking you left. So you think you are going to right, but actually they're taking you to the left. All those technicalities, I guess Nnamdi Kanu believes he has what it takes to defend himself. We wish him all the very best as the fireworks will begin in a few moments from now. Let's just hope that there will not be some sort of deferment. Remember, the judge did mention that the judge did mention it's going to be open and closed case, so Nnamdi Kanu have to bring his A game into this matter. And everything all depends now, under God, on him. Let's go wrap it up. Let's meet in our conversation. What's your take? Do you think Nnamdi Kanu have what it takes? Because he looks quite bright. He looks technically alert. He looks mentally alert. I didn't know about technically because he's not a lawyer yet until he begins to display his moves. But I think he also needs to curb his emotions, just personally though, because even his witness, can imagine Wike being his witness. Wike may even make him even more angry, and he will, as a brother say how it plays, it's gonna be something to watch. History will have something to remember this man with. Let's go wrap it up. Let's visit that conversation.